track guide for Road America, a fixed car for this week. I threw this together real quick. The lap time ends up being a 212.7, I believe. Not the fastest in the world. By no means am I an alien. So if you're above probably like a 1700 I rating, you'll probably have absolutely no use for this video. But if you're struggling to stay on the track, locking up brakes, this, that, and the other, this video hopefully will help you out a little bit. I'm going to run through this video a few times. First time I'm just going to try and go through it really quick brake markers and gears to be in with not much additional commentary, and then I'll run through it a little bit slower, and then I'll let it play through at full speed at the end. Anyways, head down long straight towards turn 1. My brake marker I'm going to use is going to be between the end of this pit wall and the 4 cone up here, so kind of halfway in between that. You're going to need to do this a few times to get comfortable with it. And I'm going to go down to 3rd gear. Try and get to the inside curbing, exit out really wide. This is considered turn 3. My braking marker here, I'm in 3rd gear here. I'm going to go down to 2nd, kind of where this 3 board is. Down to 2nd gear. I lock up here a bit. I'm able to still get to the apex, but definitely lost a little bit of speed there. And then you're going to, this will be turn 4, and then turn 5 is at the bottom of the hill. Heavy braking zone. So my marker I'm using is kind of this 5 board. You're kind of going to be mid-track, but you're going to aim towards the outside. You want to do all your braking in a straight line. That goes for pretty much any of these turns, your heavy braking that is. If you're putting wheel into it, it's going to be very prone to locking up. This is going to be the only turn I use 1st gear for. And you're using the transmission a bit to help the car slow down. I haven't noticed any issues with wheel hop. I'm going to get my car, kind of middle of my car, across the yellow and red rumble strip here, and then I'm going to start my turn in where this asphalt changes color, and I'm going to try and get all the way to the inside. I cut it even a little bit further inside than I normally would. I go up to 2nd gear. As this Radical Super or sportscars.com banner is passing past whatever the safety brace would be, I would say that's where I'm going to do my braking and lifting. This turn is very easy to miss because it is a blind apex, but if you're braking and lifting right there, you're going to want to get to the inside here. I am getting a little bit loose. Ideally, I would have gotten up onto that rumble strip better. I'm just staying in 2nd gear here. As the track gets worn in, you can start seeing more and more rubber. Kind of where that starts is where I am braking. Staying in 2nd gear, I want to try and get onto the curbing, yellow and red curbing on the inside and exit out wide. I do go up to 3rd gear here, but I'm going to downshift back to 2nd. Marker I'm using is kind of between the 3 and the 4 sign, closer to the 3 sign. I stay in 2nd here, turn in a little bit before that asphalt change, stay in 2nd gear, lifting and light braking as you're going under the bridge, and you're kind of feathering between the throttle and brake as you're going through here. What I'm really looking for is the yellow and red curb to the inside. You want to try and get your right sides as close to that as possible in kind of a good arc so that you're able to get the power down and exit out at full throttle. You're going to exit out really wide here. I've seen people use 3rd gear. I've seen people use 4th gear. I think 4th gear is safer. 3rd gear may have better optimal speed through here, but I use 4th gear, I think. But I'm going to lift and brake a little bit at the 2 board and then turn in. It's the kind of a gradual turn in, I would say. But you want to try and get your right sides up under that curve. A lot of times to be gain and lost here. Get the power down, exit out wide, around a little bit wide there. And then another turn where it's extremely easy to lock up. I stay in fourth gear here. You could probably go up to fifth, but you're going to want to start lifting and doing some light braking as you're still going around this bend, and then you're going to do your heavy braking in a straight line once you get around the bend. You can go down to second gear. You want to clip the inside as much as you can, exit out wide. I go up to third gear here because it just feels more stable. I turn in about halfway on this rumble strip, and I'm going to try and get my left sides on the yellow and red rumble strip up here. Exit out wide. Next turn, this is going to be final turn, is going to be second gear, where this asphalt changes color here. Brake in a straight line, you're going to aim for the rumble strip out to the left, and then you're going to turn in kind of a late apex so you can get the power down on exit. Get a little bit squirrely there, but I'm able to save it. And that is going to complete a lap. I go back in. A little bit slower breakdown for it. So, right about here is where I am braking. Like I said, it's halfway between that pit wall exit and the four cone, or this little access road here. Braking a straight line. You can see pretty high peak braking, but you're going to start trailing off, and then you should have minimal braking in it. You're actually doing your turn in maybe a tick before this rumble strip here, or right at the start of it. Try and get your right sides on the rumble strip there. Exit out wide. 3 board here is my braking marker. You'll notice this is still kind of a gradual bend here, so you don't want to be all the way to the left here. And then trying to brake in that arc, you want to kind of more straighten it out, kind of like that last went through. That way you don't want to dip a tire onto the grass. It's certain death here. Second gear. This is where I get in a little bit hot, and I think I start putting wheel in it while I'm still braking kind of heavy, because I kind of broke my rule and I'm trying to brake and in the arc instead of straightening it out some. Ideally, you get your tires onto the rumble strip here. Power out. I'm gonna fast forward a bit, speed this up. All right, 5 board. You might be able to go later than that. I don't personally feel more comfortable doing that, and if you're finding that you aren't comfortable with that, just brake a little bit before it. But kind of be mid-track, and you're going to aim in a straight line towards that rumble strip as you're headed down the hill. You can use the transmission downshifts to help slow the car down. I have my car kind of centered on this rumble strip, and you can see I'm already doing my turn in here. When I was recording this, I thought I was turning in at the start of this, but and I think that's more ideal. If I remember, I take the inside too much here, so kind of target to turn in here. Yeah, I turned in too early. Exit out wide here. You don't want to get your right sides from this dark to the light section. That is off track. All right. This is literally probably right before I'm going to lift and brake. So at the start of this banner, as it's passing this post here, a perspective. See how close. Yep. I get a little bit behind, and the tail tries to come out there. Lifting and braking here. Just staying in second gear, trying to. I've found that it's easy to miss this kind of apex here and not get the power down nearly as good. You ideally want to get the power down really well, exit out wide. And then you're going to get back to the right side here. Be careful here, especially going down into the braking zone, to not dip a tire into the grass. I may or may not have died in a GT3 race here at some point in time doing that. But targeting braking at as the 3 sign is going past me. I'll oftentimes say at the 3 sign, but that's not when 3 sign is to the right side of my passenger door. It's kind of as it's passing my view. So realistically, it's a little bit before. Heavy braking, down to 2nd gear. And then before you start your turn in, you're going to want to start releasing brake pressure. You can see I'm using pretty high peak brake pressure. Get to the right side of the track. I'm going to lift and a little bit of brake as I'm going under the bridge here. You'll diamond this turn a little bit, or you can just try and keep it to the inside as good as possible. But you want to try and maximize your run and be able to start getting onto the power as you're passing this rumble strip here. I could have been a little bit closer to the inside there. It was where I said you can use 3rd or 4th gear. I think I use 4th gear. I've also used 3rd, but can lift in a little bit of brake at the 2 sign and turn in, but kind of do a subtle turn in. But you want to try and clip the apex to the inside. If you miss it, there's a lot of time that can be lost here. And you don't want to run wide on exit here. You can see I kind of had like a quick snap in my steering there, which caused me to push a little bit wide. I leave it in 4th gear here. You could use 5th gear. But as I'm headed around this bend, I'm going to start lifting and braking like really light, and then as I make it around the bend and I'm steering straight is when I get heavier. Go kind of slow-mo. So I'm already lifting here, and you can see that I'm braking, like 50% brake. Then as I'm around the bend and to a straight line, I'm using a bit more peak brake. Down to 2nd gear, get to the inside, exit out wide, and I go up to 3rd here. About halfway on this rumble strip, I'm lifting a little brake here to try and get to the curve to the inside here. Exit out wide. Then the start of this asphalt changes color. Brake in a straight line in towards the outside, rumble strip here. And I go down to 2nd gear. It's a little bit of a later apex. That was a little bit of shallow apex. You can take a little bit of a later, probably get the power down a little bit better. Alright. And then one last time at full speed. I didn't notice any issues with wheel hop there, going down the 1st. Some of the other turns I tried to use on the 1st, and had some wheel hop issues. That's why it's the only turn I use it in. And I think it's because the car is compressing so much at the bottom of that hill that it's just hard to maintain good traction there. If you got any questions in the comments, I usually will respond relatively quickly. As far as setup goes, I left it pretty much stock. I may have changed the brake bias ever so slightly, but outside of that, I left it the same. Thanks. Bye.